And we just to explain for everyone who watch this later. Part of the 1 acre fund onboarding process includes like you having to spend a couple of nights with a field officer or one of the farmers that we serve in. For us, it was in Western Kenya.
Yeah.
So you literally leave the 1 acre fund compound, go to this field officer's place, stay with him and his family or her and her family,
Mm-hmm.
do rounds with the field officers over the next couple of days, see how they interact with their farmers, see how they, talk about whether it's issues that the farmer is having on their crops, or whether it's like pests management or pest control, for
Mm-hmm.
example, or whether it's fertilizer application, or whether it's talking about repayment and stuff like that. So you basically spend a couple of days with a field officer and you live with them, like you literally live their life,
Yeah.
and it's meant to give you like a first-hand experience of what it's like being a 1 acre fund farmer.
Yeah.
So I was like extremely nervous before I had to do mine. I remember stalling up until like 6 p.m. and it was like, okay, now I really have to go, otherwise I'm gonna
Yeah.
get in trouble here. But it was really good fun.
Yeah.
Something Western people living in Western Kenya are famed for is the hospitality. We got to Dominic's place and there was like a mini feast on the table, and the food just kept coming. Like it just kept coming, and you could not say no, IBK. You just could not say no. How was your your first night?
They had a cat, and I don't know, and this is me putting myself out there for 1 acre fund to see. Do not, I do not, I strongly do not like cats. And so it was already
Is it that you
really,
don't like cats or you fear cats?
it's kind of both. I just get very uncomfortable with cats.
Yeah.
And so going on the onboarding experience, I just was like, oh, my host family has a cat, and then of course they teased me about it. It was fun too. Like dinner was like you said,
Yeah.
this mass. I'm thinking I cannot finish this meal at all, and she would have me. My host mom would have me like, yo, have more. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's impossible for me to have more. And I remember they teased me about the cat because it was like this cat can't do anything to you. I'm like, it's not that, it's that I froze. And of course I think I shared the story with you where, so the bed that I stayed in apparently is, I found this out later for why the cat came into the bed as I was in there. I did not sleep because the cat was first sitting on my head and I was in shock and I think had a mini internal panic
Like
attack.
I said.
And so I couldn't sleep. And every sound outside, I thought anyone was waking up. I'm like, okay, let's wake up. Let's start the chores. What do we need to do? We need to wash dishes. We need to make breakfast. Let's do something. And I remember getting up to help my host mom, and she says, no, go back to sleep. And I'm
Just go
like,
back to bed.
let me help you. The cat is in the bed. And then I went back, and at that point, the cat was in the bed. At that point,
Like
before it was
inside.
on my head. Now I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I dare you to come in this bed. And I went in the corner like this and slept. Not even really sleep. I just laid there waiting for the first crack and sign that it was okay to
Yeah,
come out.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and but other than that, it was fun to sort of go to work with her and see her interaction. And she was so tactful in how she would ask about repayment plans, and it was good. I met her other daughter, and I actually still stayed in touch because of course they was trying to get me to learn Swahili,
Nice. Yeah.
and they were, my host dad was checking my Swahili. We talked a lot about different countries and experiences with Nigerian people, but it was just really nice to see, and to see a lot of how we feedback things, because there were some things that she and I had talked about sort of her experiences in the FO role and how long she'd been doing it. And I won't share, of course, on this call, but I took that feedback back because I thought it was important
Yeah.
for that to be heard. And I think that's the value again of the onboarding experience, is that you see things and you learn new perspectives, and your presence there gives a perspective that is important for the work.
Yeah.
So yeah.